what does the Bible teach about business? That's what we'll uncover together on the Business in His Image podcast. This show explores strategies from the Bible that will help you grow your business, strengthen your walk with Jesus, and help you reach your God-given potential as an entrepreneur. The Bible is filled with practical wisdom to help you live for God while using your gifts. Let's unpack what that means for you and how you can use biblical truths to build a thriving business that honors Christ. Now it's time to dive in. Are you waiting on clarity from God? The truth is that hearing from God clearly can be a journey. He does not always give us all the puzzle pieces right away. On today's episode, we're going to unpack what to do while you're waiting to hear from God and practical things you can do to stay motivated and fulfilled. Let's get into it. Psalm 32 verse 8 says, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you." I love this verse so much. It's come up for me in my own walk with God multiple times throughout my life, and it is just so comforting. One of the takeaways that I get from this verse is that God wants to lead you and I. He really does, right? It's not like He's withholding information or wisdom or anything good from us. He wants to give it to us, but at times He wants us to seek Him. He wants us to trust Him. He wants us to take steps forward in faith and obedience. And in time, He will make the path clear for us. Personally, I was in a season recently where I was waiting to hear from God about some stuff. And you know what? Waiting is hard sometimes. We want all the answers right away and we don't like not knowing. I know for me, that is definitely the case. But as I mentioned, God does not always give us all the instructions up front. Sometimes He drips them out one instruction at a time. Hebrews 11 verse 8 says that by faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. That's good. Are you and I willing to sit out in obedience when we don't fully know where we're going? I love this example of Abraham so much. Abraham did not have it all easy. He had challenges. He was tested by God and he had to wait a long time. But you know what? God was faithful to him. Abraham had a good life. He saw the goodness of God. God was with him all the days of his life. And he had such a great witness that was left behind him. The Bible talks about how Abraham is God's friend. What better thing is there that could be said of us besides that? Being God's friend. It's so powerful. But he had faith and his faith pleased God. Now, friend, I want to share 3 things that you can do practically as you are in that season of waiting to hear from God, okay? These 3 things are really going to help you stay rooted, stay fulfilled, encouraged, and be in position when God finally does give you that clarity you've been seeking. The number 1 thing is to stay in the Word. And I give this encouragement to myself as I give it to you. Remember that our fulfillment needs to come from God. It shouldn't come from getting what we want, from getting answers. Yes, those things are going to bring us joy. We're going to be very satisfied when God comes through, when God speaks to us, when God gives us clarity. I mean, honestly, who doesn't feel good about clarity? However, ultimately, our fulfillment, our contentment, it needs to come from the Lord, from our personal relationship with Him. And so staying in the Word, it keeps us filled up with God. It keeps us rooted in the truth. And it also puts us in position to hear from Him because He speaks through His Word. The second thing that I want to encourage you to do is to keep asking God. God wants us to petition Him. He wants us to seek Him, and He's going to answer in His own timing. The Bible instructs us that we shouldn't grow weary in well-doing, but at the right time, we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. So as difficult as it could feel sometimes, don't give up asking God. Keep asking, keep pushing for clarity, keep pursuing Him. And in His right time, He's going to answer. And the third thing that I want to share with you is to not let it consume you. It can be so tempting to get consumed with digging for answers, right? We want to make things happen. We want the answers because we want to take action. We want to go forward. We want to see progress, but we cannot let it consume us. We have to stay consumed with God and our love for Him because at the end of the day, friend, it's all about that. It's about Him. So friend, if you're waiting on God for clarity, listen, I know what you're feeling, But remember, God wants to lead you and I. He wants to show us what to do, but we just have to stay focused on Him. Friend, if this episode blessed you in any way, please rate and leave a review so that more people can be blessed by this message. And as always, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Until next time, bye. Thank you for listening to the Business in His Image podcast with me, your host, Jo Harris. If this show has blessed you, please share it with a friend and subscribe so that you can be notified when we release new episodes. My prayer is that God will help you soak up every bit of what you've heard today and help you apply it to your business so that you can see results. I'll see you next time, and may God bless you.